Summertime.
Okay, I think this is.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go. What's up? Can you hear me? You can't hear? Oh, what's going on? Why you can't hear me? Oh man, what happened just now? Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you now.
There we go. What's up, Aziza?
Hey, what's up, Majah? How you doing?
Long time no see, man.
I know.
Everything is good, though, by the grace of God. You know, everything is good.
Same here, same here. We're all still alive, right? Pandemic, quarantine, all that stuff.
All of that craziness that's going on right now. You know, we still got our faith. You know, and we still got the universe, and the universe is making some great things happen for us.
Exactly.
So how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Was having some technical difficulties there, but got it worked out. So
that's what's up. So as expected, when I posted your picture and posted the headline and stuff like that, as expected, a lot of people was heartfelt. A lot of people, you know, was dying to hear the story and what's going on with you and what happened with you and stuff like that. So before we get into it, I just want you to introduce yourself to the people so that they know who you are.
Okay. So everyone, I'm Aziza Kibibi, and I'm a mom of 5 beautiful children. I'm also a published author. I work in media in general. I have a radio show, which we're getting back up and running. I'm a writer. I met Majah Hype actually when I interviewed him for an article that I was writing.
Exactly.
And what even got me into all of this is because I grew up in the industry. My father was a music video director. He's most known for Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. So in our household, I mean, when they was like going through, you know, creative, you know, the whole process of creating the videos, they were in the house. I was cooking. I was the caterer for the music video shoots. And, you know, my father's career really started taking off. So he's always been involved in music. He used to produce music. But what a lot of people did not know about him was that he was a pedophile. So he started molesting me when I was 8 years old. And over the years,
8 years old.
8 years old, yes. My father started molesting me when I was 8. He started raping me when I was 10 years old. And then over the years, I started to get pregnant for him. I got pregnant for him when I was 15. I had my first child for him at 16. And at that point, he decided that he was going to continue to breed me. Wow. He had proclaimed that he was chosen by God to repopulate the earth with a new race. And when my first daughter came out with no birth defects that we knew of, he decided to continue to have children with me. So in total, I've had 4 children for him. One of them passed away in 2010. And I started sharing my story when I went to school for the first time. I escaped my father.
Wait. Let's take it slow because I know a lot of people is mind blown right now. A lot of people is like, what am I hearing right now? What is going on right now? So let's just recap real quick. Your father started molesting you at 6, you said.
8.
At 8.
Yes.
Then started raping you at 10.
Yes.
So basically you were putting up a fight and he was just taking it basically at that time.
Pretty much. I mean, and this is the thing, the psychological part of a parent abusing a child is the fact that they are intimidated. Right. There is an unequal amount of power there. So at one point my father did the grooming, the seductive aspects, where I was daddy's special girl, and he was hiding. We were hiding a special secret just between him and I. But then as I got older and it started hurting, especially when he started penetrating me and it was hurting more and more, that's when I started to fight back. But then, yeah, by then, he was what, maybe 28, 29. He was a grown adult, and I was a frail child. So
at this time, was he abusing any drugs? Was he? I mean, clearly he wasn't in his right mind, but he had this unknown thought in his head that he was going to populate the world, and he was going to do it by impregnating his own children, right?
Right. And
Or
creating
his
a
own
blue
child,
blood.
right?
Yeah, creating
So
a
what
blue
was
blood.
going on? What was going on in his mind that you think at that time? Like, was he a substance abuser? Was he in his right? I mean, you know, something had to be going on.
Well, my father, he was actually holistic. He delivered all of his children at home. He delivered my children at home. He did not believe in Western medicine. He was vegetarian. He was an herbologist. So no, there was no drug abuse, no alcohol abuse. I don't think I've ever seen my father drink alcohol at all.
So did you have any siblings?
Yes, I have. By my mother, there's 9 of us. So there are 7 other girls.
So he was.
No, 7 girls total.
Okay, so were you the only one that he was molesting, or was?
No, he molested me by alone for a while, for a long time. By the time I was a teenager, he had started molesting my other sisters.
Okay, and you had 4 children for your father.
I had 4 children, yes. And
one passed away.
Yes, one passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
So did he have any children with your siblings? He
did. He had 1 child for each 2 girls. So he had 2 other children outside of my children.
Okay. The main question that I think everybody wants to know right now was, where was your mother in all of this?
She was in the house. She was there the whole time. She found out that my father was abusing me when I was 10 years old. He was also molesting me with one of his girlfriends because he was a polygamist. So he had multiple women. And when my mom...
Wait, did I hear you correctly? Did you say that he was molesting you with one of his girlfriends as well?
Yes.
Oh, so it was like a group sex thing.
If you want to say threesome, yes, it was.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but I don't want to say it like that because it wasn't something that you agreed to.
No, you know I mean, look, a lot of people are still learning how to even talk about this topic and the subject matter. So I say, when you're talking to me, just say what comes to your mind, and then I'll kind of help guide you on how to talk about it without offending other people.
So this other female was, because you said he was into polygamy.
Right.
So this other female was into the lifestyle that he was into.
Yes.
And
but she didn't.
I don't know if you answered the question of where your mom was at the time.
Well, that's what I was about to. I was in the process of answering it. Right. She was in the house the whole time. She actually found out because she found out my father was having intercourse with me from his girlfriend that he was molesting me with. But what he did tell her when he was just having oral sex with me, when he was just molesting me, he told her that it was for my health, that it was healing my eczema, because I grew up with really bad eczema. I had untreated asthma. So between my mother being in love with him, being afraid of him, and I think just that being the only man that he knew, she believed everything that he said.
Wow. Where was your mother from?
She's from England. She's from London.
And where was your father from? What was his background?
My father is from Tuskegee, Alabama. He's American.
Yeah. So, and this was at the age, you said your mother found out at 10 when you was 10.
When I was 10, yes.
So at this age, are you kind of? I'm just asking a question. At this age, are you kind of feeling like this is the way of life? This is what's going on. Is like this is how life's supposed to be?
Yeah, because I was homeschooled. So I
You
was
was
not,
homeschooled.
I was homeschooled, yes. I wasn't really allowed to interact with friends, especially once the abuse got worse. My father separated us from other children, from my cousins, from my extended family. So as to create an environment where we would never question anything because there's not really anything to compare it to.
Right.
So yes, he told me that this was normal. This is what all little girls did with their fathers. A father had to teach his daughter how to become a woman, etc., etc., which is not uncommon with a lot of grooming, you know, with pedophiles grooming children. They try to convince them that it's normal. And of course, as a child, I don't know anything better, especially as a child who is not talking to other children or has a teacher to talk to or any other, you know, adult figure to really question what he was
Right.
doing and what
Right.
was
Because you was
happening.
in the house.
Yeah.
So at what point in your life did you realize that this is not okay? This is not right. Something is not right.
Um, I would say that took a little while. I mean, clearly, I think that as humans, we really innately know what is right and what is wrong, but we question it. The live people around us, our experiences kind of question what we truly believe is right and what is the truth. So, as a child, yes, it was kind of like, okay, but this doesn't feel entirely right. If it is right, why do I have to keep it a secret? Why can't mommy know? He went through the stage of telling me that if mommy was to find out, then she would go crazy. So then I had this extra responsibility. And I
To keep
think
it a
as a
secret.
child, yeah, as a child, I just didn't put all the puzzle pieces together. So when I was about 11, 12 years old, between 11 and 12 years old, and it was just a strain on my body. My father was getting me up every night to rape me, and I wasn't getting any sleep. My asthma was acting up even more. I wasn't on any kind of medications to manage it. It just felt more wrong. And I was just like, well, this hurts. You know, it's putting a strain on my body. I'm stressed out. Why can't I tell anybody? And then I started to fight back. And
So what about like neighborhood friends, neighbors? Were you in contact with friends and neighbors and stuff like that? Did you not like ever tell that story to one of your friends and you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that?
no, and this is another thing. My father, the children that I was exposed to were those that was connected to my father's girlfriends.
Okay.
And he actually at one point tried to get me to groom other children for him.
Mm.
Tell me that, you know, let this little girl tell her to come here or, you know, just things like that. So no, there wasn't really. And of course, he maintained you can't tell anybody what I'm doing to you or what's happening. This is a family thing. You don't speak family business. You see what I'm saying? So even though my mother
Right.
knew, and then there was this other girlfriend that knew what was going on, there was just this tight nucleus family that's just like, no, what happens in the house stays in the house. And having three adults and I'm a child, is that what child is really going to question that?
All right. So for the people that is just logging in, we are talking to Aziza Kibibi. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just bringing people. I'm just bringing people up to date with what's going on because I know a lot of people just logging on as well. A lot of people are sharing the live. A lot of people is whatever. So
Yeah, I'm seeing some of the questions.
mhm. Well,
One,
I want you to continue to tell the story, and then we'll get into the questions after.
okay, okay. So I think it was kind of on if my mother knew. Now my father was also abusive, even
Okay.
during the transition of them having a
Physically,
monog. Hmm?
physically
Physically,
abusive. Okay.
physically abusive. The transition of them having a monogamous relationship to a polygamous relationship, you know, I witnessed some beating. My grandmother called the cops on my father over one of the times my father beat my mom. And the cops just let him go, shook his hand. You know, things was all squeaky clean. They didn't do anything.
Why were they
So,
shaking his hand? Why were they shaking his hand? What for? What?
I don't even know. He would brag to people that, you know,
He was who he was.
Right. And he had the power to do this. He was ordained by God. See how the authorities don't do anything. You know, he was a respected member of the community as far as, you know, different politicians in our area and things like that. So when he could get away with things, I'm sure that just enabled him more.